We took a few weeks off. Now we're rested and excited to give you guys the best show ever. Or the okayest show ever. We're going to give you a show.
Show it is.
Welcome to Cutting Edge Hero! I am the Nerd King, Danny Stewart. I am joined in the studio today by my lovely co-hosts, the beautiful, incredible, powerful, elegant, and dare I say sexy Landon Felter. Landon, how you doing?
I'm doing just fine. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Really happy to see your face. That couple of weeks we took off is too long to go without some Lando in my life. So glad we are back and doing the thing. Also in the seat next to me is Joey. Joey, how are you doing?
Doing good. Good. Well relaxed.
Joey just got back from a cruise, and boy, are his arms tired.
Funny guy.
Anyway, we have got a great show for you today. We're going to break down some of, but certainly not all the news on the bullet points on Cutting Edge Hero. It's still true. I am going to talk about my feelings about Mandalorian and Grogu, which I actually saw last night. And then we are breaking down our 5 favorite comic book to movie adaptations on the hit list. But before we do all of that, let's talk about the nerdiest things we've done this week. Joey, what's the nerdiest thing you've done this week? I ask this every week. How are you not locked and loaded with an answer?
Well, I just got back from a cruise. I really didn't do much nerdy on it, so I'm guessing.
I guarantee you did some nerdy
Arc.
shit.
I guess
The newer one? Like, which arc are you playing?
Dinosaurs, robots, the good stuff.
Yeah, but aren't there like a couple of Arc games? Am I wrong?
Yes,
I don't
there are
think so.
several versions of Arc.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's Arc. I did get these. As I break shit. I don't know if you can see them or not. Maybe not. My specially designed Converse. I designed them myself on a Converse site. As I break all your shit.
Yeah, check this out.
Oh, you gotta bring out more cool stuff.
Oh, I broke it.
Oh.
So, time to make a new one of those.
My bad.
I don't know what else fell. Some more
This
shit. Oh, Daredevil? This guy?
Yeah,
This
that
is the
guy.
Ben Affleck Daredevil? Everybody's favorite Daredevil. Oh, I think my... Yep. This was there, I think.
I don't know. Breaking stuff.
I don't know what else. I'll find whatever else
Yeah.
fell. We're good.
I'll help you.
Anyway.
Mistakes
Landon,
were made.
what's the nerdiest thing you've done this week?
I have been playing a lot of vanilla Skyrim recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played it a little bit over the Memorial Day weekend, and Skyrim is one of those games where I have played a lot of it, but I didn't realize how much of it I haven't played like vanilla since I got my computer. Like back when I had a PlayStation 3, I played it all the time on there, and you can't mod that unless you're very special. But I hadn't realized I'd played almost no unmodified Skyrim on my PC since I got it. Like I'm getting achievements for like some of the earliest things in the game, and it surprises me every time.
Wait, I didn't do that?
Wait, I'm just now killing my first dragon?
Oh yeah.
I need a Skyrim coach. I've talked about this a few times, but every time I get in that game, I just run in. I go in the I can't find the direction I'm supposed to go. I walk off into the fucking woods, and then I'm just like completely lost. I have no idea what I'm doing, and then I get burned out on
your way out.
never able to figure out what the hell to do, and then I just stop playing it. And I own the game in multiple formats on multiple different systems, and I've done nothing in it whatsoever in all the years I've had it, which is very similar to my issues with Fallout, which is why I never finished one of those. So maybe it's just games from that studio specifically.
Danny, give me 1 weekend just trying to coax you through every little bit of Skyrim and Fallout, and I can at least get you to finish the first quest in both.
Okay. Story Love was in the chat, said, give us the nerd shit. And our good friend Billy Rhodes in the chat said the Daredevil movie made like $150 million. So someone liked it. And then he said the map and quest markers help a lot. I'm assuming with Skyrim. I love the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie. I actually am a big fan of it. And a lot of the hate that it garnered, I don't understand. Like, it does some dumb superhero shit in it, but that was the period for movies that did dumb superhero shit. Like, they just weren't taking the medium seriously yet. But, like, no different than some of the dumb shit they did in X-Men, like Toad. And,
Right.
you know, it just... I think it suffered from the fact that Ben Affleck was a not really controversial, but like a tabloid staple for like controversy and people like keeping up with what he was doing. And then he made a superhero movie. So it was like judged extra harshly.
I don't know. For its time, it's definitely like not doing nearly as bad as some of the other superhero movies around the same time. Looking at you, Steel.
Jesus Christ.
But like, it is definitely not aged the best.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But whenever it came out, I loved that movie. Like, I watched it. I watched all of the special features on the DVD. Like, I watched the making of, all the interviews. Like, I bought the figures. And, like, I thought Elektra was cool. Like, I enjoyed that. I didn't hate Jennifer Garner as Elektra. I didn't hate Ben Affleck in the, like, his Daredevil suit was really cool at first, and then he did the thing where he unzipped it and then had like the Elvis like popped collar after that, and I thought that was a big like step down. He looked more like Deadman than Daredevil.
Right.
But I thought the costume was cool. I thought they had some cool ideas in it. They just did some really silly like movie shit that it doesn't. There was a period where like fun action movies and shit did nonsensical shit that you didn't really need an explanation for. But like looking at it now, you're like, wait, why did Daredevil squeeze out lighter fluid in the shape of his logo in the hopes that someone would accidentally set it on fire and see the Daredevil logo?
Right.
Like, that doesn't make any sense. Who would do that? Why did the two people trying to keep their secret identities secret, Elektra and Daredevil, decide to have a full-blown superhero fight on a children's playground in the middle of the city in the middle of the day? Like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. It was cool. I enjoyed it. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but that doesn't mean the movie's not fun. It's like, if I was going to be like, well, I need my superhero movies to be really high quality, I would hate both the Ghost Rider movies. I think they're stupid. I don't think they're well made. I think Ghost Rider deserves a better film. I'd still watch them.
I don't mind the first one.
Billy, it's for his D's, man. His big flaming D's.
Dope D's.
Yeah. But anyway, nerdiest thing that I have done this week, I have finished Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, and I have moved on to Skyward Sword, and I got the HD Skyward Sword release that was for the Switch. I obviously have it on my Switch too, but I've been playing that. That game is a lot of fun, and I'm really sad that I didn't play it when it first came out. But I'm glad that I'm getting the opportunity to play it now. I hope that there's a re-release on Twilight Princess, which I've also never played. I know that the thing they're like hyping right now is that for the 40th anniversary, we're going to get an Ocarina of Time remake, like a full remake, getting the like Final Fantasy VII remake treatment for Ocarina of Time.
Oh joy! Another chance to play Ocarina of Time.
If they add to it, improve and find some ways to improve it, a la the way they did with Final Fantasy VII, yeah, I think that'd be cool. If it's just a updated graphics version of Ocarina of Time and not a full remake, which they're claiming is going to be a full remake, then maybe not. Maybe it's not worth the extra money. You know,
I really like that game.
And Billy, what do you dislike about Skyward Sword? It's more Zelda. It plays well. I don't feel bad about that. Anyway, but that might be the nerdiest thing that I've done this week, with the exception of going to see Mandalorian and Grogu, which we will talk about in a couple of minutes. Before we do that, let's talk about some news. I will kick us off with some television news. The trailer for the next season of X-Men 97 has dropped on the internet. It is giving us a peek as to what is happening. There are some time travel hijinks. Cable is involved. Nathan Summers, the son of the son of Madeline Pryor, the Jean Grey clone, and Scott Summers, Cyclops. But they've got a brown suit Wolverine. There's a blonde version of Storm in there. There's some illusion that Gambit's going to come back. So I'm excited about the whole thing. It looks really good. Have you guys seen it yet?
No.
Okay. Did you watch X-Men 97 whenever it hit Disney Plus?
No.
No, Landon?
I went behind on
What
a lot of things.
Jesus. Guys.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I
Add
believe
it
you.
to my list of things I need to watch.
Billy said, Twilight Princess is all right if you like being a dog and not Link for like 80% of the game. I mean, I like new ideas and alternative gameplay. I'll give anything. As I've said before, I'll do anything twice.
Well, Twilight Princess, like most things in life, is really good if you don't get most of your opinions from the internet.
That's valid. I'd also heard Wind Waker was a piece of shit too, and it was actually a lot of fun to play. I enjoyed that, and I know that I remember when it released, people really tore into it for its art style, and then it delivered one of the most heart-wrenching experiences of a Legend of Zelda game. If you really look at it and really think about what it means, that the world has flooded and what happens at the end of the game, it's pretty heart-wrenching. But if you're just looking at it like, oh, this is the cartoon Link and he looks fucking stupid, yeah, I mean, I can get that.
If you look at it like just the graphical style alone and don't like Zelda games for anything besides their style, then yeah, you're not going to like Wind Waker.
Interesting.
So Billy said, this is his opinion on Skyward Sword. He said Skyward Sword was such a wasted opportunity. Barely any flying. What flying there was boring. The talking sword robot girl is annoying. The stamina meter ruins so much of it. I'm not finding that, but I'm playing this after playing Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, so I'm familiar with the stamina meter. It wasn't my first experience with it. I am looking forward to getting some more empty bottles and keeping some stamina potions on myself so that it's not constantly running out when I'm trying to do things, but I'm still pretty early in the game. So
Trying to get.
Yeah, the stamina is kind of annoying because they don't quite know how to balance it right to play the game. The sword girl, yeah, she could be a little annoying, and flying is definitely more so just a mechanic for transportation. There's nothing more going on besides just using it to get from point A to point B. But at the same time, that doesn't ruin the experience.
It just seems like riding Epona in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah,
to me, it felt very similar, or it feels very similar. Riding, flying the Loftwing about. So, yeah. Anyway, going on from television news, Landon, what do you have in gaming?
Okay, so first story I wanted to talk about: PlayStation prices are increasing.
Yeah,
This is not that new of news, but the 1 month is going up by $1. The 3 months is going up by $3. And I heard the other tiers are also going up in price as well.
So like the yearly, so like PlayStation Plus, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yes, PlayStation Plus.
Well, that will affect me next year. I've paid for mine for this year.
Get the yearly subscription.
But yeah, what are the reasons being listed?
I don't.
Behind the times. I don't know.
Behind the
It's been
times?
like
What the
happening
fuck
like-
do you even mean?
Like they're not.
Are you
making
just
enough
saying
money.
like hater shit for no reason? Do you not
I mean-
understand what PlayStation is doing?
What are they doing?
Like, no, I know you're like a fucking Xbox fanboy. Like, so you're probably talking about like between Xbox Live and what PlayStation is that Xbox has it like figured out. Is what you're saying, right? In what way compared to what PlayStation's doing?
I mean, well, I have PlayStation.
Like, give
I have
actual
PlayStation
opinions.
Plus.
Don't just sit
my
over here
opinion is
and be
PlayStation wants
snarky.
you to pay more money all the time for the same things. It's not like they're advancing.
What same
their stuff,
things?
But
What same
have-
things? What do you mean?
oh my god. Okay, you buy the same subscription.
Yeah.
They give you the games. They give you this many free games for this amount of time. They give you this. They give you that. They give you more. They need to give you more for what you're paying. If they're going to up the price, give you something new.
So
give you something different. Change things up.
The catalog of games for PlayStation Plus is insane. And sometimes it's brand new. It's AAA games that are like just nearly a year old that you then, as long as you maintain your PlayStation Plus subscription, you own forever. Yes. Every month when PlayStation drops new games, I add them to my library. Right. And I can go back as long as they're in my library. So as long as every month I go and click add to library, don't even download them.
Right.
If I ever decide I want to play that game, I can download it at any point. It's in my library, and I can play it start to finish. I do that all the time.
I'm using my PlayStation Plus wrong. First off,
I have hundreds and hundreds of games from PlayStation Plus that I have sitting in my library to play whenever I feel like it.
Maybe I need to start looking into that.
Yeah. Landon, what's going on over there? What are you doing?
Zen Master? I'm just like, good for you with your PlayStation Plus membership that you already have ordered and all the various games that you're going to be able to play up until they decide that you no longer have the license to it anymore because of reasons X, Y, or Z. That's really nice. I'm so glad that this isn't going to affect you until next year, and then all the people that are going month by month is going to really be hurting.
Yeah, okay. It sucks. Raising prices on anything, especially in a period where people are financially not as well as they should be, that sucks. And I'm glad Xbox lowered prices. That's great. Probably the fact that they've, kind of fumbled the ball with the new CEO and their announcement that they were going to stop making consoles, and then the announcement that they're going to change the name of Xbox from uppercase X and lowercase box to all uppercase. Like, that is a huge fucking whatever. Like, great. That's exciting. Awesome. But I'm not an Xbox guy. I don't play Xbox because I've never spent money on an Xbox, because I've always owned a PlayStation, and they've never had an exclusive where I was like, fuck, I need to get an Xbox now, which Nintendo gets me with that. PlayStation gets me with that. But I never look at Xbox games and go, yeah, I really need an Xbox so I can play that one. Like, ever. And that's where my opinion comes from. I'm not an Xbox hater more than I am a Sony hater. I hate most large companies. That's just my stock setting.
Right.
But my experience with PlayStation as a PlayStation owner has been relatively good. I don't have a lot of complaints about it.
I've owned both, and now I've swapped back to PC. So,
Justin Quick in the chat said, "Hey, Danny, what is up, Justin? Glad you're here. Thank you for joining the show." And Billy said, "Xbox does that same shit too. It's all the same." Completely agree. I think that most arguments about technology and what's being used and what isn't being used is that things come out, they're cool, they're different, and then everybody adopts everything they do, and they all do the same shit. It's like the Samsung versus iPhone argument. They do the same fucking things. There is no difference. Samsung manufactures the screens for iPhones.
Yeah.
They are the same things.
Right.
They have all the same functions. They do all the same fucking things. There's no difference. It's a dumb argument.
But I always hear, go get an iPhone, dumbass.
I don't have that.
All iPhone users that I know are like,
I don't care.
An iPhone, and I'd rather have my.
It's
Galaxy.
a handheld computer, and brand loyalty is an ignorant, stupid thing to get into because the brand doesn't give a shit about you, and they never will. So I use iPhone because I've always had an iPhone, and all my shit is in the Apple fucking cloud that I don't want to have to go and redo all that shit with Samsung. But I could. I'm just not going to. Billy said I went with Xbox because I was a Dreamcast kid and Microsoft hired all those guys when Sega stopped making consoles. Dreamcast was cool. I never owned one, but I had friends that did. It was a fun console. The Crazy Taxi was the big one, and Twisted Metal Black were the two big games I played on there the most. But it was before its time.
It was. Anyway, moving on.
Sorry.
PlayStation will no longer be releasing their single-player games on Steam. Turns out their strategy of releasing $70 games on their competitors' storefront did not turn out for them.
Which is wild.
Mm-hmm.
So were these were PlayStation exclusives finally getting dropped on Steam? It's kind of the situation.
Yeah, pretty much.
Interesting.
Yeah, or originally designed PlayStation exclusives, then near the end they're like actually releasing on both because we can more or less just do that sometimes with engine options and everything.
Yeah, and it didn't go over well.
It did not turn out well for them.
I'm interested in what could be the reason for that, because obviously getting opportunity to buy exclusives on Steam, there's a lot of games on PlayStation that are very popular. Do you think that it's an issue where there just wasn't enough interest in the games by the time they got to Steam, or is it an issue where most people who were using Steam and had the opportunity to play those had already bought a PlayStation and had no reason to buy it in a second format?
I think it's probably more of the latter. I believe that like everybody that was super into PlayStation exclusives were really wanting to would have already had like a PlayStation or something like that. Whereas while there is a wider market for people who have PCs and Steam, it just didn't really pan out that a lot of the people who were interested could also A, afford the games, and B, run the games.
Yeah. So it's like trying to double dip, and it just kind of bit him in the ass.
Kind of. Pretty much.
Yeah, and I can see that. I can see that being an issue, which is, I guess they don't have that one game like Skyrim where you need to own it on every fucking console / platform that you have. But you win some and you lose some. Sony also can't make a decent Spider-Man movie to save their life, so
yeah, no.
It happens.
Although their animation arm can, which is
That's
fun.
true. I take that back. Yeah, and Spider Noir, which obviously isn't a movie; it's a streaming series. Is so far so good. I'm really enjoying the first episode.
Nice. And lastly, the Doom soundtrack will be added to the Library of Congress.
About time, honestly. The government doesn't do much good ever, but they finally got one thing right. Good for them.
Okay. And that's adding heavy industrial metal to the Library of Congress.
Adding metal to anything makes it better.
Yes, it does improve mostly.
Completely agree with that. So,
but yeah, that's all I have in gaming news.
Okay.
Nice.
In movie news, let's see. I didn't do any research on news stuff. I also forgot to do this. Hey, Landon, you want to hear about some news?
Always.
How about I fire those bullet points at you?
You fired those bullet points while I was holding the baby. What the
Oh,
fuck?
no.
It's backwards. I love it.
Good thing I have terrible aim.
Look at that smile. Dog.
Yeah.
Man.
So, and God, in movie news, Spider-Man: Brand New Day dropped some more stuff. Those small little
snippets.
bits where they release the entire fucking movie before it gets to theaters. Billy said, "Didn't you have a guy for that?" Yeah, he's not here. We're a lot like Spinal Tap in that our technical directors keep exploding.
Right.
And the only one who survived is Landon, and he was promoted to
He
co-host
advanced.
of the show.
I have that plot armor protecting me. That's why I got a promotion.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, well, my movie news will be my review of The Mandalorian and Grogu. So I went last night to see The Mandalorian and Grogu, and I don't know about if the movie was incredible, but the
That
popcorn
bucket's
tin
awesome.
and the drink cup are fucking awesome. Let's get these more on camera. So they got me for these because I walked up to the concession stand to get some free cups for water because that's how I roll at the movie. I get the free water cups. You don't need to worry about how much this cost me.
Did they hit you in the back of the head with your change on your way out?
Katrina didn't bother to ask, so I felt it was probably a good idea not to say.
Probably.
Because
I'm going to say 30.
and I'm telling you, it wouldn't matter what the amount is. For her, it's too much. So Billy said, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
Right.
But yeah, so they got me with the trendy popcorn buckets. I didn't get the Doom Worm based popcorn bucket when it came out, and
the Dumacy.
The hole in this one isn't big enough for me. Just it might work for Joey, but anyway. So Mandalorian and Grogu is a fun movie. It illustrates one of my favorite things about the Star Wars universe in that everything doesn't have to revolve around the Skywalker family and Jedis. There's not a single Jedi in the movie. Spoiler alert, I guess. There's not a single Jedi in the film. It is just about the Mandalorian taking a contract, shit going sideways, and him having to fight his way out of the situation along with little baby Grogu. Very much a copy paste Lone Wolf and Cub story, which is what Mandalorian and Grogu is based off of, the classic manga series Lone Wolf and Cub, and then the Sonny Chiba movies franchise that was popular during the 70s. And it very much just does that. But it's fun. It's a fun movie. It reminds us why Star Wars is so fucking great. And it's because it's people flying around in space doing cool space shit. And that's what this movie's about. It's got some cool aliens. It's got some cool special effects. They're definitely getting the CGI on the huts down compared to the original trilogy re-release when they added a CGI Jabba the Hutt into some scenes. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Yes? No? It was terrible?
It was bad.
So in the original, I think it was New Hope, or was it Empire? I can't remember. There's a scene. It's New Hope. There's a scene where Han is talking to Jabba, and it's before they decided Jabba was going to be a giant puppet, and he was actually played by a man. And they had cut the scene, and they used that footage and then CGI Jabba over the gentleman playing him, and it was terrible. Like, it was a period where CGI just wasn't there yet. He's blocky. He moves weird. It's not good. But they have definitely gotten way better at that. Their skin glistens like real giant slug people who sit around in their own filth all day. Jeremy Allen White's portrayal of Rada the Hutt was fun. The cameos in it were great. Sigourney Weaver finally being in a Star Wars series, stepping over from the Alien franchise and the Avatar franchise to join the Star Wars universe was fun. She was enjoyable in the film as the boss of the Mandalorian. I know her one condition for being in the movie was that she had to be in scenes with Grogu. She wanted to be in scenes with the Grogu robot / puppet. Grogu, that may be my one criticism, and maybe I'm just wishing too much. But the fact that we have had 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, Grogu has gone through Mandalorian training, and by the end of this film, he's not any better at being a part of the Mandalorian's adventures than he was 2 seasons in a movie prior. He's kind of still the exact same character. So there's been really no character development for Grogu from his introduction, which I think I don't care much for. I know they're banking on his cuteness, but he's also a Jedi trained, Mandalorian trained character with incredible force powers. And they show him doing things where he like takes these giant 10-foot tall flips to like go from the Mandalorian to other things or from things to the Mandalorian, but then he doesn't show that prowess anywhere else in the film. And I would just like to see some development on what the hell's going on with Grogu. Story Love said, good old Star Wars fun. I love the puppetry. They were cute. Billy Rhodes said it's because they don't know what they're doing with him. Story Love said, I disagree. He saved Mando's life almost by himself and actively goes on missions with him. Also, he's a baby. Yes/no. Grogu is over 80 years old. I get that the developmental cycle on that race of aliens is not quick and that he's still in the early stages, but he has been in those early stages for 80 years. And he's hyper intelligent. Like, he's not stupid. He's not an undeveloped mentally. He's just not fully like developed as to like Yoda sized, but they're just a small race. But he's in his 80s. He's been around for a long time. Billy said Jedi trained. He was with Luke for like 2 days. Yes, he was with Luke for a couple of weeks, but he was also a Jedi youngling prior to Order 66. Like I said, he's been around for 80 years. He was a youngling in the early developmental stages of his life, going through the Jedi training the younglings go through before Order 66. He was saved. So he has a lot. He has way more Jedi training than Luke. Like a lot more. Like decades worth.
So, like, he was a youngling, but, like, developmentally, I know you said he's, like, in, like, the lifespan of, like, infant, child, adolescent, teenager, whatever. Where is he technically, though?
Child.
Okay, so he's still a child.
Yes.
Like, you could say he's been around for 80 years, but, like, a 4-year-old child is still a child. And if you compare it to, like, I don't know, another anything else, like developmentally, you can't like put it on like the same level.
Yeah, again, I don't necessarily think that's true, because otherwise, why was Yoda's age and knowledge in the Force significant if he wasn't, if we're just talking about developmentally? Like, if his frontal lobe didn't fully form until year 350 of his life, then he wasn't incredibly, he wasn't an incredible Jedi Master prior to that. Like, if we're saying that, like, Yoda, most of the time we knew him was a teenager for his race, right, then, like, if we're just like, yeah, like, you're not developmentally there yet, then a lot of the argument for, like, Yoda's long life and how cool it was and how he was a Jedi Master for so long kind of goes by the wayside. The Grogu his stature is small because he's from a race of small people, but mentally he's not small. He's very intelligent. He just doesn't talk. They've said that in the Mandalorian series, and he looks like a baby, so people treat him like a baby, but mentally he's not a baby. And I think what I would like to see, and I know they're like I said, they're banking on his cuteness, so he can't become a total badass. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, it would just be like, oh, he's super dangerous and also cute. But he hasn't changed much from when he was introduced. He was a Force sensitive baby in a baby carriage when he was first introduced, and through all of the training he's had with the Mandalorian and with Luke, and the fact that he had 40 plus years of youngling training prior to Order 66, like, he still kind of accidentally falls into solutions to problems as opposed to knowing what the fuck he's doing. And I would just and I get it. Story Love said he saved Mando's life. Yeah, he was able to use the Force to create some situations where he was able to help Mando, but like also he had to run into a stranger in the swamp who told him how to do what he needed to do, and then that stranger handed him the solution. Like he didn't have the mental fortitude to solve these problems other than he got hungry, he stole a fish, the guy he stole the fish from gave him the solution to the problem. Like he didn't solve the problem at all. The group of alien mechanics that he was hanging out with flew him to the planet where the Mandalorian was. They helped him save the Mandalorian when he was in the cave. Like the whole thing. Like that my one, and this isn't to say I don't like it, and I don't dislike Grogu. I think this is all great. This is my one sticking point. It's not to say I don't hate the series. I don't have a problem with it. This is just my issue with it. So I know everybody on the internet's always right. So your guys' points are valid, but I'm just saying for me, for my edification, I would like to see some more character development for Grogu. Otherwise, I think this story for the Mandalorian and Grogu is just going to get very stale. Like if we go into season 3 of Mandalorian and Grogu after this, or they give us another movie after this, and he's the exact same character in the 4th long form story that they're telling in this child's development, and he hasn't changed at all, I think that's going to get old pretty quick.
All right.
I like it. Nerd King rant.
So anyway, a 10 out of 10, perfect movie. I agree with everything you guys said. That's my one thing I would like to see different.
Advancement of Grogu. Got it.
You know. Yep.
That
just
simple one.
I just
little
thought
thing.
character development might be an important part of a story that, involves the character, but I could be wrong. Maybe it is developing. Maybe I don't understand what character development is. Billy said, so Grogu is like the Billy Bob Thornton from Sling Blade character. I think he's not that. I think he has no developmental issues. He is a mute, but I don't know if that's a developmental thing. Like they don't start talking till later in life, and or they do,
Mustard
and
on my
Grogu's
biscuit.
just a mute. I don't know. And I don't know if Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have ever established that as to why Grogu doesn't talk.
Maybe that's a question.
Dave Filoni's in the movie a couple of times. He's an X-wing fighter pilot in I think Red Squadron, which I thought was cool. It was weird though because the first time they show him, he's sitting in like the cantina with where all of the X-wing fighter pilots are sitting. And he's literally just sitting there in his normal, like, Indiana Jones style hat that Dave Filoni always has on. And it's like, hey, Dave Filoni's sitting there. Like, it wasn't like he's playing a character. He was literally just himself in the scene.
There.
Yeah. But we got a lot of returning casts, characters returning from Rebels and then also from the Mandalorian series before showing back up. It was fun. It's a fun movie. Definitely recommend. There was a couple of slow parts in it, but overall, fun movie. Star Wars was good. Always more Star Wars is always good. I never see a Star Wars thing where I go, oh God, another Star Wars series or another Star Wars movie. I'm like, yay, more Star Wars.
Yay, something else to.
I think that's the good of that.
The good of the good.
So anyway, hope those news didn't just graze you. This has been the Bullet Points. Welcome back to the show, guys. We like comic books, right?
Last I checked.
Do we like comic books being turned into movies?
Sometimes.
You think maybe you might like at least 5 of them?
Yes.
Because that's what we're talking about on the hit list today.
Oh,
Nice.
Where's the
Where's
thing?
the button?
Did it? Welcome to the hit list, where we are talking about our 5 favorite comic book to movie adaptations. We guys, feel free to throw your lists in the chat, where we will feature them, and we will kick it off with Landon's number 5. Landon, what is your number 5 favorite comic book to movie adaptation?
My number 5, I am already breaking the rule because this is not a movie. This is just one episode of Justice League. So this is from the episode The Man Who Has Everything, which is just like that classic story of having to give up the very nice lie in order to live in the true reality of everything. In the episode, for those of you that don't know, Superman essentially gets this parasite on him that makes him live out what he thinks is like a perfect life. He's on Krypton. He's living just a normal life. Lana Lang is his wife with Lois Lane's voice, which is very weird. He has a son, and he's just living his life, and he slowly realizes that it's not true, while Batman and Wonder Woman in the real world are fighting off the guy that put the parasite on him. And essentially, it's just a very sad story about Superman putting away what he thinks, what is his perfect life, in order to go back to reality and continue to help people and save the day and everything. And it's an adaptation of Alan Moore's work. It's an adaptation of one of Alan Moore's comics. And it's one of the few adaptations that Alan Moore doesn't hate.
Oh,
So it gets some brownie points there.
yeah.
Nice.
Alan Moore, actual wizard.
Actual wizard, Alan Moore.
Yeah. Joey, what did you have for number 5?
Let's see. A girl, a tank, mutant kangaroos. Anybody else like Tank Girl? I mean,
Yeah, me. I like that girl.
funny, spoofy movie, adapted from a comic book from a British comic company, Deadline Comics, I guess. I mean, just spoofy and interesting.
Yeah, Tank Girl. Very 90s comic book adaptation. And it's just a wild, chaotic, punk rock, fun movie, really.
Movie.
And comic, honestly.
Yeah.
Billy Rhodes, number 5 is Ghost World. Thora Birch, Scarlett might want to check that spelling, Billy. Thora Birch, Scarlett Johansson, Steve Buscemi have a quirky misadventure. And it's kind of like a dry, like slice of life kind of situation, right? Isn't Ghost World? Isn't that what the comics are?
I don't know that.
Does anybody know? I didn't read the comics for Ghost World. Well, Billy said, "Oops." But yeah. Anyway, I haven't seen the movie. I also didn't read the comics on that, so I will need to check that out, Billy. It's not because I don't care for it. It is just something I've never gotten around to. My number 5 is also an Alan Moore comic that was adapted into a movie, which is like weirdly off key from the comic book adventures, but still I think watchable, and that's The Watchmen. So
Very good.
in the comic, Alan Moore goes out of his way to make Rorschach a villain. He's not the hero of the story, and the movie goes out of its way to make Rorschach the hero of the story. They drop the whole plot with the alien invasion, the alien squid monsters invading Earth, and change it over to, I can't even remember what it is at this point, but it's something different. The whole idea that Night Owl is a fat, out of shape version of Blue Beetle goes away. I know that like when the movie came out, they were like, yeah, we made sure he had a little like pooch, but it's like so almost not noticeable, and he's so insanely strong that it's like that is not the character at all. Dr. Manhattan's perfect though. Pitch perfect Dr. Manhattan. Billy said Ghost World is pretty slice of life. Yeah. I kind of thought it was, but I wasn't familiar enough. Yeah, and oh, that's right, Billy. Thank you. He frames Dr. Manhattan to look like Dr. Manhattan attacked the world, unifying everybody with Dr. Manhattan as the villain instead of genetically modifying human DNA to create squid aliens that he then drops from the sky all over the world so the world unifies to fight an alien invasion. Nick Marshall, yo, what's up? What's up, Nick? Glad you're here. Landon, that's who I was talking about, was saying your microphone sounded bad last time you
Hi. I don't sound like I'm recording from the inside of a tin shit can.
But yeah, again, I think the comedian was great. I think that not the character's a piece of shit, but he was well done in the movie. And I think that Dr. Manhattan is pitch perfect, and Ozymandias I think was really well done. Silk Spectre is great, no complaints there. But yeah, they did a lot of editing or changing of the story to make Rorschach like this like action hero instead of this overly conservative like this racist zealot like he is in the comics.
Right.
Landon, what did you have for number 4?
My number 4, it is Batman: The Long Halloween. It's just a really good movie. It's a story about a serial killer murdering people, and it kind of seems like it's based off of holidays for a little bit, so they have to go talk to Calendar Man, and they rework Calendar Man to where he's not a goofy Saturday morning cartoon and looks, yep, there it is. It does reworked him to be more of a Hannibal Lecter-esque character, and that's all really good. And then it's also an origin story for Harvey Dent, so they just slide that in there as well. And then the overall message in the movie about, like, weirdly enough, it feels, saying it feels weird, but they do it really well, which is just this separation of, like, the personal life and, like, professional life, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, just Batman not knowing how to be a person outside of being Batman, and how the story is kind of trying to teach him, no, put away being Batman sometimes in order to be a person. And like Falcone once again is added to the ever-growing list of people who know that Bruce Wayne is Batman at the very end, which I think is always kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because I feel as though at this point in his rogue gallery, everybody knows who Batman is, or at least has discovered it at least once each.
Yeah. The Riddler was like a cohort of Batman for a little while after he discovered his identity, and then he became kind of like an anti-hero instead of a villain. The Joker figured it out. That's what whenever he like got into the mansion and cut Alfred's hand off, like that was a whole thing. Bane's known since his inception. I don't think Mr. Freeze has ever figured it out. That he's married to Catwoman, so she knows who he is.
I mean, Mr. Freeze, I know he's figured it out a couple of times because I've read stories of him once again becoming good after like Batman helps him or tries to help him with his wife. You know how it goes.
Yep. And it's like, yeah, it's the same with like Superman. It's like they kind of like for like what am I trying to think of? For dramatic effect, they like give the big reveal, but it's like, how many fucking times can you sell that and expect it to still be like narratively fun?
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, Falcone didn't fully like imply it until he was dying. So at least there's a little bit of a more satisfying payoff. To be like at the very end, hey, I knew the whole time, no hard feelings. This was always just business.
Yeah.
Good luck with your shit, kid.
The thing that irks me about it, and I'm sure everyone will tell me why I'm stupid for thinking this, but the thing that irks me about it is that every time this happens, Like literally every time they've got some narrative reason that they don't tell the world that Bruce Wayne is Batman. Nick Marshall said, "Did y'all just say Bruce Wayne is Batman?" Oh my God, we did it in our own show.
Oh no.
But yeah, like there was always a narrative reason. Like the Riddler was like, it's the one riddle I could never solve, and I'm not going to give that answer to anyone else. And the Joker's like, it's too much fun to fight Batman. I don't want anyone else to know. And it's like, okay, but you guys know, like, you're trying to like fight and defeat this guy, like exposing him to the world and starting to like have him deal with the consequences of being Batman may be the way to get to him.
Right.
But like Bane's like, I'm gonna break Batman, but not by like telling everybody. Like I'm gonna sneak in and do it, and then never tell anyone else ever.
It's gonna be my little secret. It's gonna be over here.
Was it like when KGB shot Nightwing in the head? Like he knew who he was.
Right.
Like that's how he did it. He like knew Batman's identity, and he knew that Dick Grayson was Nightwing, and he fucking hunted him down and then shot him from a rooftop. Like the whole, it's like even in the comics, like way too many people know that Bruce Wayne is Batman. Like way too many, and none of them do anything with the knowledge.
I mean, I guess the one thing you can say is that they are all insane. That's why they go to Arkham Asylum. And like, if it always made sense, then yeah, it's just not always going to make sense, their reasoning.
It's like I always say, in the game of chess, you can never let your opponent see your pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Joey, what did you have for number 4?
We're gonna go back to an oldie but a goodie. Blade, half vampire, takes on the world of vampires that try to take out everybody. I never did understand the whole movie about vampires who want to turn the whole world into vampires, but
yeah, because then what would they eat?
Right, they run out of food that way. But I mean, good adaptation from the comic book to the movies.
I think the most what the fuck am I trying to say? I can't think of words today.
English. It's
the
hard.
most the thing that vampires love the most is the elitism of being a vampire, right? Like they're elitist assholes first and creatures of the night second.
Right.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Billy said Joey keeps saying shit I was gonna say. You keep stealing Billy's list. And then he said, to be honest, what would you do with the knowledge of Batman's identity? Me personally, I do exactly what Tim Drake did. I would, let Batman know I figured it out and try to help him with his mission by, trying to talk Dick Grayson back into the Robin costume. And then when that fails, putting on the costume myself and being like, you know what? I need to be your sidekick.
I mean, depends on where they are in the story. There's a decent chance Amanda Waller would just send some goons after me as soon as I stepped out of my house, and I'd be found dead at the bottom of a river somewhere.
That's true. That could be too. Yeah. Got to protect Batman at all costs. So, Blade. Blade is a great superhero movie. Blade 2 is all right. Blade 3, not so much.
Right.
It's great for the litany of problems that happen between. I can't remember his name now. The director, David, was it Goyer? Yeah, it was David Goyer, right? And Wesley Snipes, and the thing where they CGI'd his eyes open because Wesley Snipes refused to open his eyes, and the backstage drama between Ryan Reynolds and Wesley Snipes, and then it was that Ryan Reynolds' first superhero movie? I believe it was. But that's what led to him eventually getting to be Deadpool. Triple H was one of the villains in that.
Yeah, that led to him getting that astounding role of Deadpool and X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yes, the best version of Deadpool. We all agree, especially Billy, that they shouldn't have changed from that. They should have just kept that version. Anyway, moving along. Billy said, let's be honest, Ryan Reynolds sucked in that movie. The whole thing was rough. The whole thing was rough. Yeah, start to finish, just a bad production. Actually, my least favorite character in that, and I forget her name, Jessica Biel. Yeah, Jessica Biel is my least favorite. It's not her fault, but when they show her, it was so dumb, so fucking dumb as an archer.
The laser
When
bow?
they show her firing a compound bow and the arrow keeps getting faster,
Right.
like compound bows are a set weight scientifically set to always fire the exact same,
Every time.
and
you pull
during her archery practice the arrow keeps getting faster, and it was like, you can do that with a regular bow because you can draw it back further and fire harder.
Right.
But with a compound, it's a cam system that breaks down and delivers the same consistent shot over and over again. And there was who sets up a fucking speedometer for their archery practice? I want to see how fast I can get this arrow moving with my
Right.
archery. So it's not the Jessica Biel's not the problem in that. It's that Hollywood
Whoever wrote
refuses
that.
to learn about things that
Right.
they're going to put in movies, and they're just like, yeah, this would be a thing people would do.
This is this is normal.
Yeah, pick up a fucking encyclopedia, learn how a fucking compound bow works. I don't understand why that happens in movies, but anyway, dumb thing from that movie. It's my one nitpicky thing for it. It's a terrible movie, but that's the thing that pissed me off the most. The movie would have been better without that character, without the Hannibal Buress character. I'd go out on a limb and say there'd be a lot less movie without that character. It was Ryan Reynolds filled a lot of dead space in that film by playing Deadpool, but not under the title of being Deadpool. Right. Yeah, he was Hannibal Buress, which is an elderly dude in the Blade comics, and it was a very ripped Ryan Reynolds. Billy said the heat from friction from successive shots might affect it. Not in the tens of miles per hour from one to. And I remember it being a crazy change in the speed. I don't remember what it is. I've only watched this movie one time. I just remember watching it and being like, "What the fuck? That is so stupid." But anyway, just one angry nerd's opinion.
Right.
Let's see. Billy's number 4, Little Nemo Adventures. Oh, let me click it. Little Nemo Adventures in Slumberland. See episode with anime hit list. Based on a comic strip, Netflix had a real shit fuck adaptation with Jason Momoa.
Hey, Billy, is that adaptation, is that at least fun bad? If I get a few fingers of scotch in, will I at least be laughing at things? Or is it just one of those, I'll just be more miserable?
Good question.
I don't know why I'm sitting here waiting for Billy's response. With Jason Momoa in it, he delivers lines the same in every movie. He's the same in Aquaman or in Fast and the Furious, or he's like Jack Nicholson. He's always the same character no matter what you put him in.
Right.
So probably just fun bad.
All right.
It's like him being cast as Lobo. They were he played Aquaman, and then he wanted to play Lobo. That's the character he wanted to play. Of course he wanted to play Lobo. That he doesn't have to do any acting. He just shows up and reads the lines. That's it. That's him. It's the easiest. It's like Ryan Reynolds being Deadpool. It's the easiest fucking check he's ever going to make. He just shows up and acts like himself.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, let's see. My number 4 is also another Alan Moore property. It is V for Vendetta.
Very good movie.
Hugo Weaving committed himself to portraying a masked character, and in the comics we never see that character's face, and in V for Vendetta we never see V's face.
Right.
Holy shit! Who could have known that that's something people could actually fucking do? Take characters whose face you never see and never see their face. That's wild. Sylvester Stallone, can't believe that's possible. Boba Fett, holy shit. Great job, Hugo Weaving. Thank you for biting that bullet. Natalie Portman's great in it. It diverges kind of far from the source material, very similar to the way Watchmen did. Changes some things that didn't need to be changed. But at the end of the day, fun movie. Action movie. It's a good time. There's some psychological torment in there. It has a very good message. You know, fight Nazis. Of course, you should fight Nazis. People should have the freedom to love and be who they are without anyone telling them otherwise. That's the things we should be fighting. V for Vendetta, great film. Enjoy it. Love the message. Comics great. Movies great. Very different versions, different iterations of the characters, but good all around, I think, personally.
Mm-hmm. No notes.
No notes. All right, Landon, what do you have for number 3?
My number 3, it's All-Star Superman. For those of you that don't know All-Star Superman, he's dying. And it's more or less just him going through a bit of his bucket list and some final things he needs to do before he dies. He goes through a lot of shit. It's some really fun adventures that he goes on, but really the most impactful adventure for me personally was just his final one where Lex Luthor gets his powers from a serum from earlier in the movie that basically gives him all of Superman's powers. He goes on a bit of an ass-kicking spree, and then the moment he finally gets like a bit of peace after getting his powers, because, spoiler alert, Lex Luthor is on death row in the movie and is about to get executed when the serum kicks in, he basically kicks ass, and then the moment he has a bit of peace, he actually looks around and sees things from Superman's point of view, and he's just like, oh shit, I get it now.
Yep.
Oh, fuck, I get it now. And he just fully understands why Superman does what he does, and it's beautiful. And, like, the comic is a little different in places here and there. Superman's a little, I want to say, gentler in the comic, too. Because I'm forgetting... Why am I forgetting it? The Star Eater's name. When he poisons the sun.
Yeah.
In the comic, Superman says, in the future, you work with humanity. You are an equal part of society, and you help everybody, and you are just a better person in the future. Rehabilitation starts today. And in the comic, he just beats the shit out of him and then kills him? It's left.
I think he locks him. Doesn't he lock him up in the prison in the Fortress of Solitude?
No, that's the baby Star Eater that he just sort of.
You're right. Never mind.
Sons he forges.
Yeah.
No, this was at the very end of the movie when Superman flies into the sun. Again, spoiler alert for All-Star Superman, when he flies into the sun to save the day and refuel it or something like that. But yeah, amazing movie, phenomenal movie. I cannot wait until we get the animated version of All-Star Batman.
Oh, excuse me. Do you think we'll ever get that?
God, I hope not.
Because I was gonna say, because Frank Miller went pretty fucking hardcore with All-Star Batman. Like, Robin almost kills Green Lantern in that. Like, just, and then he like fucking makes Robin eat rats and sleep in the fucking street. Like,
yeah, it's a dog shit comic.
Yeah, Batman's very much like pro child soldiers. Like, there's no whimsical like explanation for why he fights. Why he lets kids join him in the fight. He's like, I dress him in bright colors so people will shoot at them instead of me. Like, it's like, holy shit.
Dark as shit.
Yeah. Oh, and Billy, for that comment, yes, sir.
Yeah, he said keep your fingers in you.
Yep. I capped
the movie.
Yeah. But yeah, I All-Star Superman is one of those stories where I'm a big Superman hater, but only because people fucking ruin Superman so much. I like the character of Superman. I think when he's it's like Captain America. I think when he's well written, he's a good character,
right. But
most of the time, people just don't know how to handle the character. And All-Star Superman is a good story, and it's well written Batman. It's the like 1950s era, like Mad Men era Superman who, like, you know, thinks it's funny that Lois is trying to figure out if he's Superman or not, and he just makes jokes at her expense. And like, it's that Superman in All-Star Superman. It's my favorite version of Superman. He's a super scientist. He's incredibly intelligent. He's an advanced life form compared to humans. His perspective is that, he's not some aw shucks farm boy from Kansas. He's like, he grew up in Kansas and he has that that core to his beliefs, but he advanced from there. He became something more than his origins.
He's a man who could have done anything and chose to be good.
Yep.
That is the best version of Superman.
Yep. And the comic, I think one of the things they don't go as far into is the alternate Superman in the movie. I don't think they dive quite as hard into the fact that there's like a handful of people who pick up the mantle after Superman dies, and he gets to meet them and get to know them a little before everything that happens at the end. And I think, if I remember correctly, doesn't the comic leave Superman's ultimate fate up to your imagining a little more than the movie does, or is it the other way around?
I don't know. I don't think it keeps. God, I don't know if it keeps Superman's ultimate fate more up to interpretation. I do know in both the comic and the movie, there is like this final scene or a couple of final scenes implying that I think it's Lex Luthor in the movie. It's another scientist in the comic that they've cracked how to allow for interbreeding between Kryptonians and humans. So it's heavily implying that, like, oh yeah, they're gonna make a young Superman. They're gonna something.
Yeah. I own the movie, and I don't think I don't own the comic, but I did read it, probably in digital format. But it has been a minute, like over a decade since I looked at it last. So my memory on it's a little hazy, but yeah, it's the way I like to see Superman stories written. He's ultimately a pacifist, and he's just trying to do the greatest good with the abilities that he has without infringing on other people's rights and lives, and allowing the world to be the world while just trying to be a good example, which I think is the best version of Superman. And then Billy commented about All-Star Batman. He said it's hardcore bad, and then he said Batman says "goddamn" more than the coach from Not Another Teen Movie. Yeah, he does. That's the meme one where it's like, I'm the goddamn Batman. That's from that. Joey, what did you have for your number 3?
Okay, so when evil supernatural shit goes down, who do you call? A red half demon with friends? Hellboy to the rescue. Your gun-toting, cigar-smoking, demon-form good guy that takes on all the evil bad in the world without anybody knowing till he shows, in the middle of the city. So I like the movie. I like the storyline. I don't know how well it goes along with the comic because I never did read the Hellboy comics. I've always wanted to pick them up, but I'm sure you have a little knowledge on those. Yeah,
so Hellboy is in the movies, they're more of like a secret British superhero team. In the comics, Hellboy is more of an occult detective, similar to Constantine. He works for the BPRD, same as he did in the movies, but he spends a lot more time investigating paranormal events and dealing with them through magic, and then also ultimately his big ass gun and his giant stone arm,
stone fist.
But he's far more a detective than an action hero in the comics. That being said, Ron Perlman as Hellboy is fucking great. I don't hate either version. I think they're both good. And if Mike Mignola hates the Hellboy movies the way that Alan Moore hates almost every property that has been adapted for him, I would be sad because Hellboy is so much fucking fun.
Right.
I like that first movie a lot The second one, I don't think they ever really knew where it was going.
Right.
The story never really finds its footing, but the first one is great.
Yes.
Landon, any opinions on Hellboy?
No, I thought the movies were excellent. I will say, watching the movies and then watching the brief animated series of Hellboy that do follow the comics a bit more, and he is more of a detective, was kind of a shock for a young 8-year-old me. I don't remember when I watched the Hellboy show, but yeah, that was a bit of a surprise for young 8-year-old me, being like, "Why isn't there more demon killing in this?"
He's not shooting everyone with his big ass gun.
He's not punching people to death with a giant fist.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I believe in the I'm this is fringe info. I don't remember if this is accurate, so feel free to check me. But I believe in the comics, his giant fucking gun was gifted to him by a superhero. It was an elderly retired superhero that it used to be his gun, and he gifted it to Hellboy. I think there's a longer like lore story for the gun that they never really got into in the movies. But anyway, Billy's number 3 was in the chat. He said The Rocketeer. Objectively, it's kind of mediocre, but I'll take quasi steampunk where I can get it. You know, I almost listed this in my list. I fucking love The Rocketeer. Now, I don't know if it holds up. I haven't watched it in a very, very long time.
Right.
But I remember as a kid loving this movie. I thought The Rocketeer was so fucking cool. It made me want a jetpack more than I've ever wanted a jetpack in my whole life.
I feel like I may have watched this. Again, if I did watch it, it was years ago, back when I was but a little spud, so I can't guarantee it. And I don't remember anything.
It's World War II era, sci-fi, steampunk, power. I don't know if the comic is that, but I believe it is. But I remember the movie being a lot of fun. I remember watching it and leaving.
We were little though.
I don't remember if I saw it in the theater or if I saw it on television when I watched it. I feel like it might have been in the movie theater or maybe at the drive-in. I think it might have been at the drive-in when I saw it, but I do remember being like, like wishing I had a cool jetpack that I could get a bullet hole in the fuel tank and then fix it with a piece of chewing gum.
Right.
Like he does in the movie. But anyway, yeah, Rocketeer's cool as shit. He said it's really old Condiment King that gives Hellboy the gun. I don't believe that. That might be accurate, but I don't believe it is. Landon, what did you have for number 2?
My number 2 is The Mask. If you want a prime example of how good it can be to cut out 95% of a comic and just expand the remaining 5% / completely replace whole chunks of it, you have The Mask. The main character shares the name with one of the main characters in the anthology of The Mask. He has similar powers to what the mask can do.
The masks are the same color.
The masks are the same color. And that's about it. And my God, it is more fun of a ride because of it. It feels a little bit like comparing apples to oranges just because they are so different. But I had more fun watching The Mask than reading about it.
It feels more like comparing apples to a war crime. if I was comparing the two. The Mask comic book is a mafia violence series that is ultra violent, filled with tons of gore, and the Mask mostly uses his abilities to in most instances, summon a shit ton of fucking guns and kill a lot of people in a very violent way. And you're right, Landon. None of that is in the movie.
He said Tommy gun once.
He does say Tommy gun. There is some of that like mafioso stuff in it, but it's like gritty mafia shit in the comic, and it's like lighthearted fun in the movie. Like very night and day.
It's like gritty mafia shit. What happens if you let a bunch of teens have the powers of a god
Yeah.
and one incel's revenge fantasy all at the same time?
Ah, yes. Very different. You are the pitch perfect analysis, Landon. Joey, what did you have for number 2?
Are we on to our number 2s?
Our number 2s.
The losers. U.S. Black Ops team has to stop a global conspiracy and take out the bad guy named Max.
Sounds good. Yeah, I haven't seen this movie in forever.
It's got its moments of humor and funny, I can't remember the dumb one's name. Riding up in the elevator, stripping off, and coming up and to open the doors out in front of a bunch of ladies. He goes, "You like what you see?"
Yeah,
little spoofy moments like that.
I also believe this was Chris Evans' first superhero or comic book based film. I do believe this predates Snowpiercer.
Nice,
yeah,
nerd knowledge.
Yeah.
But
yeah, The Losers, based on a comic book series.
Published by Vertigo, which is an offshoot of DC.
It is, yes.
Mm-hmm.
One of the many.
Yes.
I liked this movie when I saw it. I think I watched it on. I think I rented it. I don't think I watched it in theaters.
I think I have it on DVD actually.
But I enjoyed it. It's a fun movie. It's a fun little romp. People die. People get shot. Things happen.
Yeah.
All right. Billy's got his number 2 in the chat. He said Josie and the Pussycats. I don't care that this movie was a flop. It was great. It was just too ahead of its time. I can agree with that. I'm hoping that we'll get a Gem and the Holograms movie that is kind of in the vein of Josie and the Pussycats and give us that, give us that again, but for this era.
We do have the He-Man movie coming up. So.
Oh man, I'm so excited for the He-Man movie. Everything I see coming out about it, every new trailer, every new clip, every bit of it, I'm just like, yes, they fucking get it. Like they get like
little kid vamp from the childhood.
I don't know if you guys know how rich the lore for He-Man, the series, and She-Ra by extension is, but it goes really fucking deep. Like it is well fleshed out. There is very deep lore for He-Man, and I'm excited to see it on screen. And I think that they are
Dolph Lundgren.
They're leaning into that. Dolph Lundgren has a cameo in the movie as well.
Nice.
Yeah, from what I understand, he will be in it. One thing I haven't seen, and I'm low key concerned about it. No Orko yet.
Ooh.
Oh.
I haven't seen any Orko. Now they passed up putting Orko in the original movie and instead changed him out for a different wizard, probably because it would have been really hard to make the legless flying Orko character at that time. And instead of just calling a character with legs Orko, they just came up with a whole different wizard.
Yeah.
But
Goblin guy.
Yeah. I haven't seen anything in any of the trailers that hints at Orko's existence. So maybe he won't show up till the end of the movie, or he'll be like a post-credit scene or something. But and from what I can tell, Jared Leto's not ruining this one. So because he's Skeletor.
We shall see.
Jared Leto's playing Skeletor. I also, he's incredibly method whenever he takes on a character. I'm interested to see how method he went with being Skeletor.
He ripped off his whole face already. I got it. He's currently going around as an actual skeletal man.
Yeah. He had the skin removed from his face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sadly, he decided to model it after he got a little confused. He modeled it after the reboot He-Man, so he actually weirdly still has the eyes still inside the skull. It's really gross looking. I recommend not looking it up.
When he played the Joker in Suicide Squad, he filled Will Smith's trailer with used condoms. That was his getting into the character of the Joker. Like that was his method acting like that's what he was doing. He's like fucking pranking people with just like disgusting things because that's what the Joker does. And so I'm curious to see, hear stories from the set as to what he did going method for Skeletor. You're right. Yeah. I just assume he like said off the wall shit and then ran out of the room. Like I think that's probably what he did, but yeah, no, ripping his own face off. That could be it too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Fuck, where were we? Oh, my number 2. Did I do my number 3? I didn't. Okay, we're getting a lightning round from Danny. My number 3 is Scott Pilgrim versus the World. What a fun film! What it was a spectacle of upcoming talent for Hollywood at the time. It's got Aubrey Plaza, Chris Evans, Brandon Routh, fresh off of being Superman. It even has what the fuck was his name? Thomas Jane, who had just recently played Punisher. Michael Cera obviously starred in the film. Who played Ramona? She's Harrison Dula in live action now. What is her name? She's married to Ewan McGregor. Doesn't matter. Anyway, she's in it. A great cast. Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel.
Oh God,
fuck, can't remember her name either. But great cast, very very fun movie, and I love that the entire cast reprised their roles for the Netflix animated series as well. And the original comic was so fun. I read it as it came out. I enjoyed it a lot, and I was really excited when the movie came out. And they completely changed the ending from the comics, but like still good, like still fun, still got the point across. So it's one of those, like, Edgar Wright did a great job with this movie. Big fan, very much enjoy it. I enjoy it every time I watch it.
Yeah, fucking Scott Pilgrim was amazing. They did the best they could, just with the whole video game aesthetic and everything else with the comic. It was amazing. I remember it was a huge trend for the longest time for people to try to animate the scenes from the movie in the Scott Pilgrim comic style. And just because they fit in with all the shit from the comic, because it was, but you know what I mean. It was just a perfect adaptation, really.
Yeah. Billy says he's just hoping for the sequel, Josie and the Pussycats in Outer Space. Then they can cross over with Space Ghost.
Space Ghost.
Yeah. Our live-action Space Ghost is probably never happening, but I hope when it does, it's a live-action Space Ghost coast to coast and not the Space Ghost cartoon series. Cool. And then my number 2, catching us up. My number 2, you guys might be surprised about this one. It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I remember when this movie came out, I could not have been more excited. I bought all the companion books and like behind the scenes making of books that came out. Like I read I had the novelization of the movie. I used to do that. I don't know if you guys did that whenever, and maybe Landon, you might be a little young for this, but like used to whenever like superhero like action movie kind of things came out, they would also put out a companion novel that was the movie, but it was like the original script in like novel form.
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't match the movie completely because it's before they, started making it. But I did that with Batman Forever. I did that with Meteor Man, the Ninja Turtles, all three of the Ninja Turtles movies. I own the novel. I had the novelizations of those. And I just remember being so fucking stoked that we were going to get live action Ninja Turtles. And I was not disappointed whenever I got to see it. Like, it was like, fuck yes, this is it. This is exactly what it should be. And to this day, I think this movie holds up so fucking well. Even today, I think it just holds up so well. The second one is good-ish. It loses some of the the gravitas of the first one, in that after the first one, they weren't allowed to use their weapons on screen anymore. Which, whenever I pointed this out to Ernie Reyes Jr., he pushed back on me, and he was like, "Yeah, because if we hadn't done that, then everything you know about the Ninja Turtles, all the cartoon series, all of that, like it would have never got made because moms are so up in arms about the Turtles using their weapons in the movie." He was like, "So we had to make that change," and I was like, "Yeah, but it does also kind of suck."
Right.
Like, I think the change they should have made is that the foot soldiers should have been robots in the live action movies, the way that they are in the animated series, so that they could use their weapons on them. But at the same time, it wouldn't be that they were cutting up people; they were cutting up robots, which is totally fine. I think that's the change they should have made, but instead they just went to where they don't have to actually hit anybody with their weapons.
They couldn't just keep with weapons and keep the Foot Clan as the runaway kids that they always were.
Yeah. Billy said the Tom Green show would probably be the closest we'll get to Coast Live. And then he said back-to-back movies of Raph getting his ass kicked because he isn't the best. I mean, we know who I think's the best. But anyway, Landon, are you ready? Give me your number one. Landon, your number one, please.
My number one, it is Superman versus the Elite. So this is a movie based off of a single issue of Superman from the 90s. It was in the middle of the heyday of like the edgy 90s superhero, chains and spikes and shit, and like super edgy, super dark. And this was like a pushback to that just a little bit. It's essentially Superman having to deal with a team of like these heroes. And the big thing for these heroes is that they kill their villains. They do not fuck around. They kill all their villains. They just, and he's has some pushback for that. He's like, no, you can't just kill people the moment they like do evil, the moment they start doing crimes or anything. You start doing that shit, like, where's the line? Like, how you start doing that with the people who cause like mass destruction, take some lives. What if next time you do that with the person who just like destroys a few buildings? What happens when you start killing people that can be redeemed? You're going to act as judge, jury, and executioner. And basically, to the end of the movie, they come after Superman, try to show him off. And then he basically takes a dive, proceeds to just laugh at them, and says, all right, you want to see what it's like if I stopped holding back?
Yeah.
All right, here you go. Proceeds to be the most terrifying force in the movie. The scariest you will ever see Superman. If you have that last image to go with my number one, if you could please put that up.
Yep.
And like near the end, they're fighting this Superman. This guy that is torn and bloodied and looks like he's ready to kill.
Mm-hmm.
And like near the end of it, he's just like, it looks like he's about to like finish killing them all. And then he's just like, nah, I'm just fucking with you. He's just taking out the other guys. He had basically bluffed to the main guy who has telekinetic abilities and said, he had bluffed to him and said that he had lobotomized him with his heat vision to take away his telekinetic abilities, when in reality he had just basically given him like enough concussions to stop him temporarily. And he was like, no, I'm not going to fucking maim you or any shit like that. Listen, I can just wreck shit. It's easy to wreck shit.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to actually try to be a good force in the world instead of just killing every obstacle that comes in your way.
Jamal Brown is in the chat. He said Superman is the most overrated hero of all time. And he thinks killing villains is the way to go.
I'm so glad you're pro death penalty. Tell me, do you prefer the electric chair, lethal injection? I know that we here are definitely pro death penalty at Cutting Edge Heroes. So please give your recommendations on how we should deal with our villains in real life.
Yeah, no, actually, answer that because I think sometimes some folks do just need some killing. But anyway, I think the poster child for overly done '90s costumes is this image right here, and I think this is whenever people realized we'd gone too far. This was the revamp of Thor for the gritty '90s, like edgelord period. Where they were like, all right, we're gonna give Thor the makeover and get him to the like whenever Venom was like all like giant veiny fucking huge teeth, his tongue was hanging to his knees, like that period where Ghost Rider was all spikes and flaming chains, and people like they rolled out this costume for Thor, and people were like, yeah, no, that's too much.
We have flown a bit too close to the sun.
Jesus.
Jamal is firmly supporting the electric chair. He said, "Fry them like an egg." Billy went a little Renaissance era France. He said, "Guillotine."
Well, you say Renaissance era; they were using that in the '70s.
Right.
That's valid. That's valid. I'm just thinking about whenever they, killed the bourgeoisie, took the power back for the people. He said, or force them to eat 5 Popeyes biscuits with no drink. Oh, ooh. That is a step too far.
Yeah, I didn't realize you were pro torture as well. God damn.
Yeah, just waterboarder, man. Like, why are we?
Right.
What's with the Popeyes biscuits? Too much. That reminds me of that episode of The Simpsons where everybody's pranking Moe, and they're like way overboard pranks. Like he gets bit by a venomous snake and like all this stuff, and then Homer's like, "Hey Moe. What's that?" And then he like flicks his nose, and then Moe's like, Homer, you've gone too far, and then like kicks him out of Moe's tavern permanently. And Billy said, or immolation, setting them on fire. Joey, what is your number 1?
Let's see. How about the geeky office worker joins the secret society of hitmen and learns gun fu? We'll go with the movie Wanted. I like this movie when it came out. The whole good guy, bad guy scenario. You start from the beginning and go to the end, and he ends up having to take out his whole group of people just because they are the actual bad guys.
Jamal said, okay, 4 biscuits.
Okay, I think we need to be a little reasonable here.
Right. So, and again, another thing, I've never read the comic book for this, but I did enjoy the movie, and I'm wondering if the comic runs along with the movie at all. But
it does not. Not even remotely close. The only thing that the movie and the comic have in common is the like secret organization part. And it's so far from what the movie does that they're not even in the same like hemisphere.
So
like
no
they are
gun food, no Kermit bullets.
No, there is kind of yes, but no.
No 10-mile long shot.
So the comic is what would happen if in the DC universe, the DC comic universe, what would happen if the villains won and they hid it away from the world? So in DC comic, in the Wanted comics, the villains win. Lex Luthor, the Joker, like all of the villains from DC comics win. They defeat the superheroes, and then they kill them or lock them up, and then they become a secret organization that runs the world. They become a secret shadow government that secretly runs the world. And so what happens is Eminem, and it literally is Eminem, and I will find a picture here in a second, but the main character, the killer, is basically Deathstroke, and he dies, and his son takes over his mantle, and he has the same abilities as his father. He's very good with killing people. Yeah. He's very good with guns. Right. So he takes over his father's mantle, and he becomes. Let me find this. They didn't write Eminem in the comic. They just drew him as Eminem. And I'm trying to find this one. I think this is actually pretty good. So I'm going to use this image. But they literally just took Eminem's face and made this character. So technically he'd be Jericho, but he's not. He's not Jericho, which is Slade's son in the comics, as well as his daughter Rose, and he's got more kids. So anyway, let me get back to describing this. So in the comic, it's Eminem finds out that his dad is the killer, and the killer has been killed, and he takes up his mantle, and they train him to take his place. And then he thinks he's having a super fun time killing people, and it's like ultra fucking violent. So this is what the character looks like. So it's ultra violent. The Angelina Jolie character is like the Catwoman analog. So he gets involved in this, and they're literally just going around murdering people. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, he just gets to start killing people carte blanche, and finds out that that's what his father did. And so they like are assholes, and they drive really fast cars, and they're like shitty people. And then he gets introduced. They take him to like the prison where they're keeping Superman, and they like put Superman in a vegetative state, and they like abuse him like daily. The Lex Luthor analog does. And the Joker analog is just like super sad that Batman's not around anymore and all that stuff. And so after he learns that this secret society is this bunch of fucking assholes that used to be villains, he then kills all of them and then takes over as the leader of the secret society. And he becomes the new leader of the villains in this world where the villains have won.
Huh.
So, yeah.
So nothing like the movie.
Very far from what the movie is. Very, very, very far. And as far as like the bullet curving shit, he doesn't curve bullets. He's just a really good sniper.
Damn good at shooting.
Yeah, he's just really good at killing people with guns.
Okay.
So yeah,
Man, I wanted good.
and I mean, I could bring up more images, but it's very like just check it out. He's literally just like they're not subtle about it. He's drawn to be Eminem, which I don't think Eminem was like on board with it. Like they just used his likeness.
Okay.
Billy said, so this is like actually in the DC universe. It is not. They're all analogs, but that's what it is. I'm just explaining it that way. They're just analogs for the DC characters, but it's not subtle. It's very obvious that it's Lex Luthor, that it's the Joker. Like they come up just shy of saying their actual names in the comic. It was intended to be the DC universe where the villains have won. Okay. And then hid it from the world. Like they just hid the fact that it ever happened, and everybody like thinks that the world is normal, and superheroes don't exist, and that they've killed all the superheroes, and then the villains, who are the only superpowered people in this world, run everything. But anyway, so that's your number one, Joey. Let's see, what did Billy have as number one? Alita Battle Angel. I usually don't like it when movies are super long, but I felt like it was just getting started. It was just starting to get into this one, and then it ended, and we'll never see a follow-up or Superman. I don't know. So Alita Battle Angel is based on a manga, and then also there was an anime at one point. And then they made an American theatrical release that was like a big budget, like CGI film. I haven't seen the movie.
I mean,
I believe I watched the anime a long time ago. It's been a minute, and then I've never read the manga, but I'll check it out eventually. Someday.
One of those that gets you started and gets you really good right there at the end, and then it just kind of drops off and leaves you hanging to figure out everything past that point.
You guys could probably guess this one. I've talked about it a lot. It pretty much was the thing that formed my personality. But my number one is The Crow, based on the comic by James O'Barr. I believe and this is one of very few instances, very similar to your feelings about The Mask. I believe this is one of the few instances where the movie is better than the comics. I think that the comics are kind of dark and edgy, but they're kind of joyless for the most part. And I think the film does a better job of letting you root for the hero and on his quest for vengeance than the comics do. I think the comics spend a lot of time being more dark punk rock, and trying to like live in that world of like edgy, dark society than the movie does. I think the movie allows you to feel Eric Draven's pain for the loss that he's experienced, and also that putting his soul to rest is the greatest thing he can do with his powers.
How do you feel about the sequels?
There are no movies after that one. Actually, it's the only one. They just made the one movie and they packed it up. They didn't feel a need to make any more after that.
Okay. I'll give you that.
So yeah. I'm glad. Honestly, I don't know where they would have went. The story's kind of self-contained. There's really no need to revisit this narrative. It's perfect, encapsulates it, beginning, middle, end. It's right there.
Right.
No reason to ever touch this material ever again. They could just stay where they are.
Okay.
Certainly no need to take this exact movie and try to remake it with the same characters and bastardize everything that was good about this.
Right.
But Billy, maybe would want to go watch that with me so he could watch the light in my eyes die in first person as I experience this. But thankfully that has never happened. And he also said, I would like to shout out to Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow. While not specifically based on a comic, it was inspired by old pre-superhero pulp comics. Sky Captain's fun. I think that's a fun movie. I think it was critically... Billy said, I'm pretty sure the chairman from the Iron Chef was on a show of some sort. Yes. I do believe I know what you're referring to, and that is the not the movie sequel, but the long form television version of the Crow movie, and is the only acceptable adaptation to enjoy past the Brandon Lee version. But yeah. Okay, cool. So this has been the hit list for this week. What do you guys want to do next week?
It's a good question.
Why are these showing up like they're new?
I don't know.
Oh, because you never clicked them.
My bad. Sorry, Billy.
You talked about them, but
I do like that that's a thing they're doing now.
Oh, it shows you they're new and you haven't clicked on them? That's nice.
And Billy said, and I didn't think Machine Gun Crowley was that bad. Billy, you can have that. You can have that. That can be your thing. I have stricken it from my memory. I don't remember this ever happening, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. But anyway, what do you guys want to do next week? Our 5 favorite...
Ooh.
5 favorite. Well, what is next week? Is there anything that is happening before next Wednesday? It's the 3rd of June.
Uh-huh.
Is that anything important?
No.
Let's see. June 3rd holidays.
All right.
It's World Bicycle Day.
Ooh.
Is that something?
I mean, we could do
5 favorite bicycles?
5 favorite bikes, including motorcycles, in media.
It's also National Repeat Day. That's a fun, unofficial holiday encouraging people to do something they enjoyed a second time.
What day is it?
National Repeat Day.
Oh.
It's a fun, unofficial holiday encouraging people to do something they enjoyed a second time.
Huh.
It's also Chocolate Macaroon Day and Mabo Day,
Ooh.
a notable holiday in Australia recognizing Indigenous rights and the historical legal overturning of terra nullius.
We could argue over cookies.
Talk shit about that.
We can talk shit about cookies. I'm bad. I like cookies.
Macaroons aren't cookies, Joey.
They are.
No, they're not.
What are they?
They're enjoyable little cakes.
They're cookies.
Okay. Is a macaroon a cookie?
A macaroon?
Yes, a macaroon.
Yeah, macaroon's a cookie.
Thank you.
Says who?
Says me and Landon, apparently. Dick.
Okay,
It's a cake. No, it's a fucking cookie.
Why would you think it's a cake? Are you getting confused with macarons?
Maybe.
Like the French little things with like the layers and the cream.
Yeah.
Right, those are cakes.
What the fuck's a macaroon?
A cookie.
Well, which one was I talking about?
You're talking about the macaron or whatever he said. That word. Macaroon is a cookie.
Oh, it is.
And
Yeah,
macaroon
no,
is
it's
a
chocolate
cake. A
macaroon.
layered cake. Zing, got one.
Hold on, now I gotta see if a macaroon is a cookie. Because the macaron is a type of French sandwich cookie,
Oh, it's a cookie too.
and the macaroon gave me nothing.
Macaroon is just a colorful cookie. They're blue, they're green, they're red.
They come in all sorts of flavors.
Correct.
A macaroon is a soft cookie made with egg white. Okay, it's also a cookie. I was wrong twice, guys. I was wrong both times. And Billy said it's a macaroon or a macaron.
I'm so glad we had this whole sidebar about what a macaroon and a macaron was, and we still don't have a hit list for next week.
It's Leviosa. Leviosa. Yeah, favorite fictional bikes, including motorcycles.
Favorite things to correct people on? What do you love to correct people on?
Everything.
Everything, anything.
What's the thing that you love to step in and go, actually?
Billy said, I'm still not sure which one you guys are talking about. We were talking about both, Billy.
Right.
So I was talking about the macaron, and Landon and Joey were responding to the macaroon, and then I was wrong on both. The macaron is also a cookie. Macaron?
Okay, 5 favorite bikes.
Yep.
Including motorcycles. In books,
Favorite things to
movies, and
correct
comic
people
books?
on. You know, I still do it, and I don't know why I do, because 90% of the time I'm fucking wrong. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, actually it's not that. So, and then people be like, you want to bet $5? And I'm like, fuck yeah. And then I lose $5 because I was too confident.
Because it happens. All right, 5 favorite bikes. Now, are we doing movies, comics, or are we doing just comics?
Everything. Any media you want to take it
media
from.
you want bicycles from.
Same as always.
All right.
Billy said, I know why you do it. I'm not excited to see the answer to this.
Ooh. Ooh. Get it, Billy. French fried taters.
Well, anyway, for this week, this has been the show, guys. I'm glad we got back into the studio.
Yes.
Excited to get to see Merlin again. He is the best boy of the show.
Look at the bumpers.
What a handsome
Look at him.
boy.
You knew you talk about him.
What a handsome boy.
Look right at you.
Yeah. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for being part of the show. For those of you watching it after the live ends, also thank you for being here. Billy said it's too nice for such vulgar language.
He's too nice for.
He's too nice for such vulgar language.
They had some
Anyway.
words of wisdom.
Tell me, you text me, Billy. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys for being here. We appreciate it. If you're listening to the show after the fact, we appreciate you guys too. Just because you couldn't be here to watch it live, maybe it was past your bedtime. You know, we did start a little late, or maybe you just prefer to listen to it once it's all finished. So you can skip around and maybe jump to your favorite parts. Totally understand. And we love you guys for it.
You want to just
Joey,
take the Danny talking parts out? That's fine. We understand.
if you took the Danny talking parts out of the show,
It'd be
like
5 minutes.
10 minutes of show. Yeah. Is it better for it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll find out. But Joey, you have anything you'd like to say to the nice folks?
Thank you for being here. I'm glad we can be back. I'm glad we can entertain you with our nerdness.
Also, I don't know if you guys saw, but this is my fresh new Dungeon Crawler Carl t-shirt that I got from HelloCrawlers.com, the official merch site for DCC merch. And I also got Joey one. His has Donut, Mongo, and Carl on it. Mine is just Carl curb stomping something.
If you don't know what that is, get better, scrubs.
But anyway, really enjoyed that. Joey almost cried when I handed him the shirt, so I know it was a good gift.
I did.
Landon, play us out.
Well, know what, everybody? Thank you all, as always, for tuning in. We would be doing this all on our own, just talking to the walls. But since you all come in, you tune in, and you watch, you are the part that actually makes this a show and not just three guys rambling to nothing. So really, honestly, thank you, as always, for coming in.
All right. You guys have been great, and we've been Cutting Edge Hero.
See y'all.